In the last video, guys, I showed you how the basic code that every program is going to use to put a user interface onto the screen using JavaFX. In this case, I created a window that is 640 pixels by 480 pixels, although you could change those numbers to change the size, of course. In this course, there are four basic components that you need to understand and be able to use to add stuff onto that interface. There's a label, which is mainly used for displaying text, a text field, which is an input box the person that's using your program can type into, a button to trigger events and make things happen, and an image for displaying pictures. All right, in this video, I'm going to go quickly over how to create and style labels. So the first thing that you need to do is to declare your label and give it a name. All right, so with this line here, I've said I want to make a label. It's going to be named title, and title is going to be a new label, and it will say 1 labels. Right. The second thing that you need to do then is to place the label approximately where you want it to be on your user interface. And so these lines of code here are how I'm going to place and size my label. To set the location of the label, I am doing the name of the label, so title, and a dot, and then the command I want to do to move the label, which is relocate. And I'm relocating it to 100 pixels to the right from the left side of the form and 50 pixels down from the top. I'm also setting the size of my label here by saying the name of the label, dot, set preferred size. And I'm saying I want this label to be 200 pixels wide and 60 pixels tall. And the last sort of sizing command that I'm using here is the set padding method. So it's title dot set padding. And the padding is the amount of space from the edges of the label to where any text that's written in the label would start. And I'm saying that I want it to be a new inset padding, 20 pixels wide all the way around. From there, of course, I would like to be able to do a few things like change the color of the writing in the label, maybe change the color of the background of the label, and change what font I'm using. So these lines are going to change those items of the label or those properties of the label. Same style of writing the line every time. It's the name of the label that I want to change, dot, and then the command to say what I want to change. If I want to change the font, it's dot set font. And to choose a new font, you say font with a capital F, so the class font, dot font. And then in quotation marks, you can write the name of any font that's on your computer. So Impact is the name of a particular font that I have installed on my computer. It's installed on most computers, so it's a pretty safe choice. You can put a comma, and you can, if you'd like the font to be bold, you say font weight dot bold in the middle here. And then you put another comma and say the size of the font that you want. You don't have to make the font bold if you don't want to. If you don't want the font bold, just leave that part out and only say the name of the font and the size that you want. Setting the background works the same as setting the background for the pane. I want you guys to notice that a lot of these commands use the exact same format, even for different types of controls. So as we're setting the background for a label, it was the same way we set the background for the pane. Name of the label, dot, set background, new background fill. I'm filling it with dark gray background. And this time I am doing a corner radius so that I'll have nice round corners on my label, and I did them 10 pixels tall. I didn't want to use insets for this because I already set the insets with the padding. And the last thing is, how do I change the color of the text in this label? So title dot set text fill, and then the color that you want the text to be. All right, I'll see you in the next video where we'll go over text fields.